Uh, and in terms of the PowerPoint, the PDF, I'm happy to send out with the recording link a little later. So thank you so much for coming. For now, I know most of the kids are our current student from Think Academy. So since our summer course registration already started, and I know some of the teachers started to reach out to parents to talk about the summer class, and because some of the grade levels, such as grade 5 or like pre-algebra class, they might get into a little different track in terms of their future learning in Think Academy. So I think it would be a great chance if I can just go over like how does the Think Academy middle school curriculum look like. Just want to give you an overview so you can have a better sense about how to planning for the class in Think Academy. Yeah, okay. So just a little bit about myself. My name is Jingyi, and I'm currently in charge of the Silicon Valley Campus Middle School. Yeah, so I'm currently teaching grade 3 and grade 4. So if you have any questions to discuss about your child's planning, you can go to your teacher or you can always feel free to reach out to me. Yeah. Okay, so we will go try to there are some of the frequently asked questions such as in middle school, how can we handle the speed and depth of the like math classes? And what are the different goals for the competition at different stages? For example, I'm taking the MC8 classes right now and MC10 classes. What are the goal of the getting the score? Yeah. And for example, is it too late to begin entering the competition in middle school if I didn't do any competition at primary school? Yeah. So how do I pick the right course for the summer semester? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do that in three parts. So in the first part, we're gonna quickly go over some of the key characteristic of the middle school math learning, and also we have like a quick introduction about the two different track in the Think Academy program. Yeah. So firstly, when the kids switch into the middle school, so they might be having thinking there's a big change because in terms of the content, they're going from arithmetic to algebra, from the method, from very experienced based during the primary school to the logic based reasoning, and then they really go from the concrete thinking into the abstract. So they may feel like the math is really getting harder when they're entering the middle school, and also because they have different kind of the activity going on, and they're getting really much more busy compared to the primary school. So that is why the math learning right now need to be a little bit more focused, and it's important to know what is the goals for different tracks so we can better prepare them. Yeah, so in general, so I think most of the parents know that Think Academy in Silicon Valley, we have two different tracks. The first one, we're going to call this school math acceleration track. The other one is called the competition track. So for the first one, so the main thing is we're going to complete the core course, the Algebra 1 geometry and Algebra 2 in 2 years. Plus one summer, yeah, around 2 years. So this will match the quickest track in the most of the private school, yeah. And we want to give the kids um some extra time. They can finish the AP classes. They can get ready for the AP classes when they're getting into the high school. Yeah, so that is our school math acceleration track. The other one is the competition track. So the main goal for the competition is to getting good results in the AMC 8 and AMC 10 series exam. Yeah, so these are very different the tracks, and yeah. So, and a quick introduction about the competition. So, our competition track mainly prepare the student for like an MC8 to MC10, and the goal for the competition track is getting them into qualify for AMY. Because if someone participate in the math competition, if they are qualified for AMY, we would say, okay, so that's a grade plus when they are get into the university admission. Yeah, if some of the student go to USAMO or USJMO qualify for that, that's really a very different level of effort. So that's a little bit a different track as well. Yeah. So our goal, if you can get into qualify for ME, that's already a really show that you are pretty strong in math competition. Okay. Yeah. And also, we said there are different tracks, the school math and competition, but in some point they're also related. So, because maybe some of the parents know I kind of want to go MC8 or MC10 for competition, but I'm not sure what they are tested on. So, a quick explanation, AMC8, so which is usually every year, January, it will hold in January. So, it will be mainly two parts. So the first part is the elementary competition topics. Yeah, so some of the students starting some of the competition outside of some of the extension part outside of the school math, starting the elementary school. So they gonna have this kind of the topic. And the second part, they're gonna extend a lot on the pre-algebra. And thirdly, just a little bit about algebra. So really that's much. So in general, some of the kids are maybe they didn't participate in any competition during primary school, but still want to try on the competition starting the middle school. That is possible because after they have been learning about the pre-algebra, like they still can try on the AMC8. It's mainly tested on pre-algebra. Well, however, if someone says I want to go like algebra 1, I have learned about algebra 1, but actually the AMC8 itself doesn't test too much knowledge on algebra 1. So algebra 1 itself doesn't really help about the AMC8 to this specific competition. Yeah. So but for AMC10, it's mainly tested on the extensions on algebra 1 and the geometry. So it's not about the algebra 2. So it's kind of they are related. So the school math part and the MC the competition. So if you have a great foundation and you're keeping the great pace on the school math, then it's still possible to start a competition in middle school if you didn't try any during the primary school. Okay, yeah. However, what we do want to remind everyone is that we do think every time we talk to parents, the math progress and the acceleration, the pace, that is still the foundation. So we want to making sure the students are in a good pace of the math curriculum, and you can set a competition go on top of the solid pace because I don't want someone if they're already a little bit behind in terms of the pace and at that time we might not recommend the try on competition. Yeah, so what can be called a good pace, I'm gonna quickly explain on the next part and why is that. So we usually talk to parents, there are three major math related goal for the future US college admission. So the first part, I'm sure every kids can get this pretty well, get a very good GPA, get a good score. Yeah, and the second part, which is also important if the kids want to apply to, for example, top 30 universities, which is the number of the AP classes they're taking during the high school. So, which is a college level classes, showing you really have the academic rigorous. So you're able to take college level class during the high school part. Yeah, and but this part it is related to the math progress as well. Yeah, and the last part that's gonna be the a plus that is win the competition awards. That's gonna be a plus when applied to the college. Yeah, so in terms of how many AP classes, the college level AP classes, this is general a the stats, but I believe if you know someone around that apply to these really top universities, they might have the much more AP classes than showing here. But usually around this number, that is required to apply to really good school. However, it's not like whenever you want to decide to take more AP classes, you're able to do so. Most of the schools they require the math class, the
这
L.
是你的老师对不对？
Oh,
哦那是 K 的 teacher 啊。
Yes. Okay. Now it should be fine. All right. So, yeah, so we require the Algebra 2 classes as the prerequisite. So it means that we want to finish the math class a little earlier, the math curriculum, so we can get into all the STEM AP classes, not only for calculus, but also for like chemistry and environmental science. So if we want to plan a gentle planning, starting from if I want to take 5 to 6 AP classes, how am I going to plan on that? That require you to finish at least Algebra 2 in ninth grade, which is a pretty the good pace. Yes, so that is what our recommendation, completing Algebra 2 by grade 9. Yes. And a lot of students starting, if you're with us starting like fifth grade or sixth grade, then if you plan early, you should also be a little like we can have a little bit accelerate a little bit more 1 or 2 years on top of that. So I'm going to explain a little later that will even give you a little more flexibility. Yeah, so this is a quick chart to compare some of the math tracks from the school. So usually without any acceleration in grade 9, the student only get to learn about Algebra 1. But I know recently there are some of the math placement tasks going on in different school districts. So if you can get into the fastest track in your own school district, usually you're able to learn like geometry in grade 8. So in the grade 9, you can start to learn the Algebra 2. And for other schools, if you plan ahead, it even give you a little bit more acceleration. And the fastest track is some of the private schools are like a basis. The faster track will be able to finish your Algebra 2 by grade 8. So for this one, for the middle one, we would recommend this pace at latest. And the other two, if you are with us starting like early elementary, so our planning should be able to get our student to in the last two pace. Yes. Okay, yeah, so that's a little overview about our two different track, and then I'm gonna go by grade. So through that, you have a better idea, like each grade, what course we will be entering. And I will start from grade 5 because grade 5 students are going to choose like which track they want to get in. And starting from there, I'm gonna explain the track a little bit more in detail. So for our current grade 5 student, grade 5 challenge student. So before this spring semester, you already learned a lot of the elementary competition topics systematically. So you're not only moving ahead, but also we cover a lot of the competition materials, competition topics. And this spring for this current spring semester for our grade 5 challenge student is a little bit different because you are using one semester to complete the pre-algebra class. So this is usually a whole year classes, but because we are going pretty ahead and this is a pretty fast pace. So we are finishing the pre-algebra in one semester in the spring semester for our grade 5 challenger student. And again, some of the students also likely attempt the AMC8 this the January for the first time or the second time. Yeah. So starting the summer, they're gonna enter the sixth grade. So there are two track, and the black one is the competition track, and orange one is the challenge track. So let me go over this one by one. If you decided to go to the competition track, we actually did a little quiz, but also I think that the teachers are also trying to talk to parents one by one to communicate with your goal as well. So for the competition track, you will be entering a course called AMC8 HR, which is AMC8 on the roll. So for this class, we would say it is focusing on last 10 question of the AMC8 exam. So the goal is like you wanna aiming the next AMC8, which is next January in 27 as your last attempt for MC8. So you're gonna prepare for that one and you wanna get a honor roll. So honor roll is usually around the 19 out of 25, but this year I think it's because the questions are quite easier. So the honor roll, the cutoff is actually 21. So we're gonna do aiming for the honor roll. That is just the goal for this 2 semester class. So after that, you are still below grade A. So of course you can prepare, still do the MC8 competition. However, we also gonna switch into preparing for the AMC10. We're gonna use the 2 whole year to prepare for the AMC10 competition. So the first year is called MC10 introduction. The second year is called MC10 AMY qualify for these two level. Yeah, so here the chart is showing a little bit more detail about each semester, what is the goal. So for the AMC 8 HR, the 2 semester class, summer, fall semester, we're gonna focus on the last 10 questions and we wanna try the next year AMC 8, try to get an honor roll. And that's the last time we wanna do the AMC 8. And then we do 1 year, spring, summer, and fall semester for the AMC 10 intro. And we targeting on the first 15 questions and try to get a score like above 75. And then in the next spring, summer, fall, we're gonna enter the AMC 10 AMY. Yes, because that is about our grade 5 challenge level if you would like to get into the competition track. Okay, so because I already mentioned the competition track, so I can also mention if you are currently our AMC 10 intro or AMC 10 AMY classes, then the summer class, you will be automatically going to enroll the AMC 10 intro summer or AMC 10 AMY summer class as the second semester of the whole year program. Yeah, however, if you are considering moving your child back to the school acceleration classes, feel free to contact the teacher and then we can discuss what's the best. Yeah, so that's in general the competition track. And the other one, if the student says, I don't want to go to competition, the family one is more one into the school acceleration track, they may also enroll the Algebra 1 classes. I know we did the quiz during the for the grade 5 student and the teacher will do the recommendation, but I don't want you to feel like because I'm not doing the quiz super well, that's why I'm putting into Algebra 1. So Algebra 1 in 6th grade, that's a super fast pace already. That means that your child is doing really good job. It's just because of the limited time, you want to do a little bit more focus during the middle school. I want to go into the school track. Yeah, so again, grade 5 challenge student actually already finished the pre-algebra, so that's why they're able to move into Algebra 1 in 6th grade. And then geometry and Algebra 2 using 1 summer of during the summer of the before grade 8, you're able to finish Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. So this is for the family who want to focus on math acceleration and prepare for AP early. Or let's say I still want to do competition maybe a little later, but right now I think I want to focus on the basic part a little bit more so I can focus on Algebra 1 and first learn about Algebra 1, but you can still switch to MC8 MC10 a little later during the track. Yeah, you still have the possibility to do the competition a little later. Yeah, but there is a quick reminder about grade 5 current grade 5 student who are deciding MC8 honor roll in Algebra 1 class. So a lot of parents are asking, so if I want to do a competition track, does the competition track including everything from the school track? So I would say from the AMC 8 honor roll class, it does not systematically including everything from Algebra 1. So this is because they are pretty different, and AMC 8 class AMC 8 exam, as I mentioned before, itself does not including a lot of the AMC that's not including Algebra 1 content a lot. Yeah, so we would recommend if you want to do the competition track, but at the same time, you want to systematically keep track on the school math part, you can spend some time, learn about Algebra 1. You can do it by yourself, or if you want, we can also provide option of you do these two classes together, but just want to making sure the MC8 or HR class doesn't systematically including everything from the whole year of the Algebra 1. Yeah. Okay. So that's mainly about two track for the grade 5 challenge student. And then how about for the grade 5 honor class? So for grade 5 honor classes, we are always learn 1 year ahead of school. So meaning the grade 5 honor class, you already finished the math 6 content, which is the sixth grade content from school. We go 1 year ahead. So during the grade 6, we will be moving into the pre-algebra. So we're gonna spend a year to really learn about the pre-algebra to start in very good foundation. But I guess I think teacher also try to communicate with the parents to decide if they're better get into the pre-algebra challenge or pre-algebra honor classes. So the difference between these two classes is that the pre-algebra challenge class will starting to include some AMC8 content. So as we said before, MC8 mainly also contain a lot of topic from the pre-algebra. So it is extension on top of the pre-algebra. So this is really good for a student who didn't try a lot of competition, didn't do a lot of extension during the primary school, but they have very solid foundation. They're learning ahead. They can finish math 6 in grade 5. So I want to try the competition starting the middle school. So that is the little possibility. How can they do so? Which is doing the pre-algebra challenge class. They every lesson or every several lesson, we're gonna do some of the topics related to MC8. So you can take this a little like the MC8 intro classes. Yes. And after pre-algebra challenge class, so as I said, it's like the MC8 intro classes because MC8 is mainly about the pre-algebra. So after this whole year, building on solid foundation, you should get on, for example, the first 15 question. And then you still have the choice to either go into our actual competition track, the AMC8 HR, the AMC10 introduction, the AMC10 AMI qualify, or I want to still keep in the Algebra 1 track. So I can finish Algebra 1, the geometry, and Algebra 2. So that's more up to you. And I think the teacher will also communicate with the parents when this yeah, but for the pre-algebra honor classes, after you finish 1 year of the pre-algebra honor, you will also have the chance to move into the algebra 1 challenge. So to using a little bit faster pace to learn deeper materials. Yes. Okay, so next one, that's more for we finished grade 5 honor in challenge, and we have the little sense about the competition track and the school math track and pre-algebra, current pre-algebra students. So we mostly already said that for the challenge student, we did the quiz and the teacher will communicate with the parents if you want to get into the MC8 on the road track or continue in the Algebra 1 track. Yes, so that's for the pre-algebra challenge. And if you are in our current Algebra 1, if you're in the challenge level, so the last few sessions of the spring semester will starting the geometry. So because it's already a little faster paced. So after the spring semester, some of the students, if you're still, for example, some kids are pretty young, still like 6th or 7th grade, and you don't want to get into like directly just only talk about geometry and algebra 2. So you can talk to your teacher. Teacher will recommend if you want to try on the MC10. But I think the teacher will give the best recommendation. Yeah. And for the Algebra 1 honor student currently, you will be moving into the geometry class. So we will be using 2 semesters, the summer and the fall semester, to finish the geometry class. So 15 lessons in each semester, and then another 2 semesters to finish the Algebra 2 classes. Yeah. And for our current geometry honor and algebra 2 classes student, if you're in algebra 2, in the spring semester, we already finished volume 1. So we have volume 2 to go during the summer. If you already finished your in geometry honor class, we will be moving into the algebra 2, first volume, volume 1, and we'll be finishing it in volume 2 in the fall semester. Yeah, and I have summarized the all your spring classes and what kind of the summer classes you might go into. If you want, you can take a screenshot. And I think if you have any question, please feel free to go to your teacher, and they will also give a best explanation and recommendation about in terms of your kids' scenario. Yes, so that's a okay. That is about Think Academy's the summer classes. And lastly, I'm going to talk quickly about some of the summer semester registration timeline and the rules. So firstly, a little bit different from other school like AOPS or like RSM. Our summer is actually a part of the annual program, which means that it's not repeating anything from the spring semester or the fall semester. And for some of the class, this is for example, the first semester actually is the first semester for most of the classes. Yeah, so it's not repeating anything. It's not a preview of anything. So most of the summer classes have 8 lessons, except 2 courses. Geometry and Algebra 2, which will have 15 lessons. Everything else will have 8 lessons during summer. So we have different kind of program. So the first one, we still have once a week, which is good for if you're still around the Bay Area during the summer and still want to keep the pace once a week, just like our regular classes, but the whole summer will last for 8 weeks. And we also will have the 4-week program, which we will have the class twice a week, so we can finish up in 4 weeks in total. And for some of the grades, we also have the 2-week program, which we will do 5 times a week, so we can finish the summer classes in 2 weeks. Well, and just elaborate a little bit more on the 2-week program because we have 8 lessons. So, but 2 weeks from Monday to Friday, there are 10 days in total. So in the last day, the Friday of the both week, we're gonna design the review classes. We're gonna have little office hour. We're gonna do a little quiz just to want the kids one in under very intensive classes so they can get a little bit more help. And for each day, it's gonna be 2 hours of the class plus 1 hour of the like little homework tutor, homework help. Yeah, but right now, not all level classes have this kind of the 2-week program. So because we are still collecting the feedback from the parents, so usually we think 2-week program might accommodate better on your traveling schedule. So if there are preferred time that you want to have the camp to finish in 2 weeks, we can have, if we have like same for 7 or 8 kids, we are flexible in opening up a little camp. So do let us know anytime that works for you. Yeah, so for the geometry and algebra 2 class, as I said, that's only 2 exceptions. It will have 15 lessons through the summer. And so we don't have once a week class. Otherwise, we won't be able to have finished the 15 lessons. There will be twice a week class, so there will be 8 weeks in total. Or for the geometry challenge, we also have 5 times a week class, so that is 3 weeks in total from Monday to Friday, which also have 3 hours per week, half day, so 2 hours of class plus 1 hour of the homework tutor. Yeah, okay. So again, not all the level have it right now, so we try to collecting if that is working better for your schedule. Okay, yes, and several time points. The first one is already starting today, 5 p.m. to all through the March 10th. But the system already matches a current student a time slot just to save spot and put this into the unpaid course. So you can do that through the parent app or scan the code to get into the unpaid course. So starting the March the 11th morning, the reserved unpaid course will be removed. So that is the time that we at least save the spot for you, and you can directly go there to enroll for the summer. And the second stage will starting March 11 at 1 p.m. So you can transfer to other classes. So maybe the assigned class you don't like the time, so you can switch to other available time. You can do that starting at that time. Call that the cross enroll period. And the last part, which is a little bit different from the previous year. So I know some of the students have traveling plans. If you want to go online classes during the summer semester and come back as the in-person student during the fall semester. So starting this year, the Think Online team in Silicon Valley in-person program, we are more operated separately. Yeah, so our enrollment process is slightly different. The Think Online team, they have the summer and the fall bundle, the 25 classes bundle in total. So if you want to do online for summer but in person for fall, you may need to enroll the online bundle first, but they have, I think, uh the monthly payment option though. And then after you come back here, want to enroll for the fall semester in person, you can apply the refund from the online team. Yes, so if you do need the online classes during the summer semester, oh, by the way, we do have the same class. So this year the class are the same. So if you do want the online classes, you can contact our admin teacher, and we will need to apply for the coupon for the online session. Yes. Okay, and then lastly, just a quick reminder about our learning resource, and I think some parents might still not super clear. The firstly, every lesson of in-person class, we do have a online recording, which you can access through the student app. So it is under the completed course cap. So we bind one of the online lessons so the student can take this as the review. Yeah, and secondly, for every class, I think there is a weekly online office hour to go over some of the questions, homework questions. So that is another chance if the student need help, you're welcome to attend the online office hour. And I know, thirdly, I know there are a lot of district placement tests going on in these 2 months. So if you need some of the mock exam and prep material, we do have some of them. You can either reach out to teacher or in any group, or reach out to me. That's also, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Let me see the still take a while. Do you have Yes. Yes, we do have the online class, and the same thing is just about their enrolling for the whole 25 semester. Oh, sorry, 25 lessons, and you can do the summer period, and then you can apply the refund later. Yes. Okay, so now we can have the Q&A session. If you have any questions, you can feel free to let me know. Yeah, or you can we can also communicate with the teacher. Not entire summer. A couple. So uh, so this year, because I think we don't do like the one class rescheduling to the online classes starting the summer, but we do still have the like the I mean the recording, the playback. Yeah. So if that's a specific, for example, the first half you need to do online, you can do first a few online and then back to the in-person. And if you decide to do in-person at the beginning and later online, I think for the transferring, we can help to do that. But if you have very specific several lessons, I think it would be a little bit hard to do that. Yeah. Just the rescheduling. Yeah. Unmuted. Okay, let me see. How can I unmute? Mhm.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. I can hear you. Yes. Hello. Eh? Mm. Is it? Sorry. Uh,
Sorry, can you hear me?
oh, yeah. Now,
Okay.
yeah. Yes.
Okay, let me ask my question again. So my child is currently in grade six pre-algebra, and
Yes.
I see from your presentation earlier that there's an even faster track where grade six takes algebra one.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if there's a path or a possibility to let's say have my child in this case, currently taking pre-algebra to catch up to the faster track so that she'll be taking pre-cal by grade eight. Is there like a option to catch up to that
Yeah, so firstly,
acceleration?
taking the pre-cal in the grade 8, that's a super fast track that is even for the basic school that not a lot of students are doing that. So usually we won't recommend in terms of like a lot of students doing that super fast the track. Even a lot of students in the basis, they think they don't have their super solid foundation on
Hmm.
that. Yeah, so usually unless they are starting very early, like with starting like third or fourth grade, they goes on, they have the chance of that. Otherwise, we would say the solid foundation on that is more important than really get into the super fast track. Yeah. Otherwise, if you finish so firstly, I think sixth grade pre-algebra, that's already a really good pace because you're gonna finish the algebra one, geometry and algebra two in seventh and eighth grade.
Hmm.
So if by ninth grade, you'll be able, before the ninth grade start, you'll be able to finish the algebra two. So you can, for in terms of the sum of the school, you may be able to start a pre-calculus on ninth grade. So if you still want to accelerate, there's one way that you might be able to take the algebra one and the geometry at the same time.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you can finish both out. Yeah, that's one way that you can do that, but that really double the time. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
unless
guess that's probably the option there.
yes,
So
yes.
that's something I can look into. Actually, real quick, another question is I have another daughter who's taking grade four challenge right now. So if she continues to grade five challenge, then would that already be on the faster track?
Yes,
Or
if they go a grade 5 challenge, and then on the sixth grade, if you decide to do the school track, then it's gonna be algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2 in grade 6 and grade 7.
okay, all right. And so there will be a natural option
Yes.
to
Yes.
continue to pre-algebra or algebra one when she is close to finishing the five challenge, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Mhm.
okay. All right, thank you.
No problem. Available course increment summer for my child. Available schedule shown in presentation. There are no available share the message from teacher publicly. Um, Yes, because currently we save a spot, and the reason you cannot switch is because we have putting all the students save the spot for the students. So all the classes are not actually full, but we just putting student in the classes. So that's why the system doesn't allow you to switch. But if you want to see what is are the available classes that you might can think of, you can reach out to the teacher to see the available class. You can first take a look. But if you go to the website, if it shows all it's all full, don't worry. It's not all full. It is actually be we just reserve the spot. Yes. Oh, right. Okay, so if there's not any more questions, so feel free to reach out to your teacher. And yeah, thank you again. Thank you so much for coming.